King's Rose Van Life. Let's try it a different way. This will work. Right now I'm making some beans and hot dogs. Old school favorite from my childhood. And quite honestly, people, because of how life has gotten, especially at my age, start cooking your own food, even if you don't live the van life, because only the people in the van life would know this. Well, I wouldn't say the only people. I would say the majority of the people outside of the van life, not all of them know this. But when you start cooking your own food, you're going to find just out how delicious it is that you can cook, even if you can't cook. What you're going to want to do is experiment if you can't cook. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing how to cook. Although you got to start somewhere. Start cooking your own food. You're going to see how delicious it is and how appreciating it is for you to cook your own food as opposed to buying it. I quit going out to fast food restaurants for a while. Unless I've worked a very long day and people take my money. Our employees don't, my employers under the table don't pay me. In either case, start cooking your own food and you'll have more of appreciation in what you can and can't do. And food is rather simple to do. It takes time. Everyone can cook. I don't care if you say you can't cook. I bet if you was hungry and you couldn't buy no food, you're gonna learn how to cook real quick. Everybody can cook. In any case, what I have is a George Foreman grill, cooking my hot dogs, 1800 watt conductive stove, double waffle maker, and my gas stove. I like the gas stove. I just got it here recently, or actually I just started using it. I've had it for about a year. Saves on power. It really does, because all these take up about 50 amps to use. And I only got a 200 amp lithium batteries. So it's not like you're going to cook long anyway. At most, I'll use 30 amps in one setting. And then with my DC to DC charger at 20 amps, I can go up to 40 actually. I get to save power. Not only that, I have my coffee as well, my bread, all my fruits and vegetables. I do eat a lot of cheese, bread, roast beef with some lettuce and cut up fresh onions. Very, very good. But I'm saying all this because you can save money by living in the van. The problem is a lot of people are going to look down on you because, I mean, who knows why people act the way that they do? It doesn't make any sense as to why people would harass you just because you don't live the so-called traditional life. This right now is traditional for me and normal. Usually, though, when I step out of the van to go talk to them and try to explain to them the lifestyle I chose to live, for some reason, they tend to back away. And I'm not an aggressive guy in any way, shape, or form. Maybe it's the look on my face. But it's just a look on the face. I'm not going to do anything. Or maybe it's because I'm 6'3", 210 pounds on a bloated day that gives them pause and they don't bother me no more, which is fine. If you don't want to be bothered, don't. You shouldn't be bothered. Typically, for the most part, as soon as they see my height, they tend to leave me alone, which is good because I don't want no drama anyway. It's just a lot easier to go through life and not have to worry about drama, but some people in America have to worry about drama just because the other part of America just wants to bother people for some reason. In the Western days, this would have never have happened, but it is what it is today. We live in a so-called civilized society, so we just deal with it. In any case, I just want to do all this to make this video to get it out there. We only need 20 people. Whatever, 20 people. And you get 20 people together. You guys build a corporation, because this could work. It'll take a year to start, and then you have to do it for 5 years. Okay? But in 5 years, you're going to know that this is a difference that you guys can do for yourselves and build generational wealth in doing so. Okay? You take 20 people, more people, the less you have to put into it every year for 5 years. And you'd be amazed at how much you'll get back when you run the numbers. And each person puts in $50,000. Now, 20 people, $50,000 each person every year for 5 years. It's better if you do 500 people at $2,000 a piece for 5 years every year. But the smaller the group, because it's going to be hard to find people to want to get in on something like that. I would get on some myself. Yes, businesses can get in on this, but you got to remember this is an equal partnership. Create a corporation, format the corporation, put in a group of people to be in charge on what to do with the money as far as investing is concerned. And it's not hard to invest money. It's just do it. And then you'll find out in 5 years how much you've made. And with that money, you can do a whole lot more. Buy property, build houses, apartment complexes. You'll have enough money to build an apartment complex in about 10. But I say do 5 and then start doing stuff with it. But always keep a certain amount of the money. I would say half of what you have at the end of the 5 years invested, in the other half you do something to make money for the company, like buy a gas station and run it. Gas stations bring in pretty good money, and bigger cities about 600,000 profit. 600,000 profit a year. Imagine what you can do with that 600,000 now. But now that you got a gas station, that's profit. Invest it back into, you don't really have to invest back into the gas station, but it's good to have a good flow of capital at all times. But, you know, it's just something for you guys to think about. Get the word out. It's best to start young. Look into doing a Roth IRA. Not everyone has 50 grand. Hey, I dig it, but that's not to say you can't hustle. Okay, because the more you hustle right now, preferably at a younger age, the better off you'll be 20 years from now. That's the goal, is to be somewhere 20 years from now. 2.5 million is all anyone needs right now in today's society to live a very good life and not have to struggle. You got to come up with that 2.5 billion though. That's the difference. Okay, it's better just to invest and let it accumulate interest upon interest upon interest. You'll do it a lot faster. It may seem slow. It's slow in the beginning because the small amount that you got in there, but the more that it grows, the faster it accumulates. That's the difference. Keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. It's not too terribly difficult. I'm telling you, stuff's good. My dog thinks he's getting something. He ain't getting nothing. He ain't getting none of this. He's got dog food. We on a budget, my buddy. We on a budget. I should cut up some cheese and put it in here as well. That would work great. But I don't want to do no cheese just yet. What I want to do, and I should have done, but I didn't, is do chili dogs, and chili dogs, relish, and onions. That would have been the best thing to do, but it didn't do it. So right now I'm just struggling a little bit as far as when it comes to the company, because bills are coming up and work is not as far as it needs to be. I believe what I'm going to start doing now is it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but I'm going to start doing more of eating beans, rice, you know, the simple food, back to the basics. The problem is food is getting expensive no matter where you go, but there's other places out there that will help you, get food to eat. One of my other problem is, and I just found out today, a different way of looking at it at my age, that there's nothing wrong with being kind to other people. And what I mean by that is giving them money, buying them food. And I can't help but do that because that's how my mother and my father was. They always helped people out. The problem is, more and more in today's society, no one cares to help you out anymore. They don't care about what you're going through. They believe, and it makes no sense to me, in a so-called civilized society, as America claims to be, there's not enough work out here. And capitalism is good as far as, but in what way? Capitalism is so good today that the majority of the people now these days don't want to help other people. They just want to help themselves. They will cheat the system. Even when you go to inform other people that, hey man, these people over here, they're cheating the system, people don't care. They really don't. It's a constant struggle for me to figure out, what do I really want to do? Do I want to help people out or not? I'm going to continue to help people out, but not to the scale that I used to, because I really do need to take care of myself more, and it is better for society that you do better for yourself so that later on down the road you can help the people that you want to help out when you have the resources to do such things. But I don't have the resources right now. I need to worry about me. I got bills that are coming up and people are on my back and they don't care if I'm struggling or not. They just want what they want. I'm not going to worry about what they want. I'll pay them when I can and how much I can. Outside of that, if you don't like it, do what you're going to do. I'm informing you. Make it too hard on me, you'll never get what you want, ever. So look out for yourself. Find 50 people. Invest in yourselves. Create a corporation. At 50 people or 20 people. Actually do 50 people. If you do 20 people and everyone puts in $50,000 every year for 5 years, you'll have a lot of money. But if you can't find 50 people, do 50 people or 50 companies. Invest in yourself. I'm not saying to be kind and not to be kind and not to be nice and not to be charitable, but make sure you do it for yourself that's going to benefit you. And people that just call you for money, Leave them alone. They got to help themselves. Yes, that's a hard thing to understand, but even people in my family right now, they do drugs. They don't want to work. They want stuff for free. I don't know how in my family they live that lifestyle. I am struggling because of what I had going on in my past. Not because it was done intentionally, but because it happened. I didn't know about it, and I'm being to the point where I have to deal with it. No one cares. So I'm just dealing with it and have been dealing with it for a long time. And I'm going to continue to deal with it and just get out of this rut that I am in. But you guys can do it. Get a van. Build it out. Number and email in the description. And I'll tell you exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it. A lot of these van lives out here, they're very complicated. I'm 6'3", guys. If you're 6 feet or taller, don't get a van. Don't get a minivan. Get a Sprinter or a Ford Transit. Get something you can not have to bend over in all the time, because it's time consuming. But you can build it out. Very simple to your needs. You're more likely going to have a storage unit. And whatever you take with you is what you're going to use on a daily basis. Right now, all my tools and stuff is in my storage unit. So I have to make this quiet. So I have to make it work with what I got. But you guys can do this. Don't ever think that you can't do this. You got to start somewhere. If you're young, 18 to 25, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle now. As a matter of fact, at 18, at 15, pick a struggle. And let that be your only struggle in life. Because once you pick a struggle, you automatically put all your time and energy and resources into that struggle. And I promise you, that struggle that you pick, make sure it benefits you. And don't stop. My brothers out there, and when I say brothers, I mean everybody that is a human. Don't go out here and give your money away to people that just want you for your money. Sisters, and when I say sisters, I mean everyone that's human, you do the same. Work hard for what you get. Don't beg no one else for what they have. There's been a few times that I was so down on my luck, people offered to give me money. It wasn't but a couple $100 here and there, but I said, no, I'm gonna figure this out. And I did that knowing I got to put more time and energy into figuring out on how to put money in my pocket. You guys can do the same. The younger you are, the sooner you start, the better off you'll be, and the better you will be as a person. So you guys, peace out. Take it easy. Live that van life. Don't worry about what these other people say or think about you. That's their own problem. And as far as if you women are out there living the van life, it is a lot easier on you if you have a boyfriend or a husband that's doing it. Because a lot of husbands and wives are doing it together. It's just easier to live life that way. You men that are out here doing it, same thing for you. It's easier to have someone with you. We need that physical connection, that mental connection, that emotional connection with our opposite. A man and a woman. We balance each other out. Because I don't know about you guys, but there's just times I just raged out. And it took the woman I was with just to put her hand on me, and I immediately calmed down. Even if I was mad at her, I seen that she cared. And us men have that same effect on you women. So don't you guys forget that. Remember what I said about investing in yourselves and starting a corporation. Do it. Don't forget.